Alright, this is a virtual site visit at Centennial High School. I'm starting in the southwest corner of the school. Here we have a Hong Kong orchid that could use some mulch, some weeding, stake adjusting. You can see it's all tied up with rope right here. And you have a twin trunk down there. We should definitely get rid of this whole trunk right here because that's just going to cause problems as the tree starts to get bigger. Maybe a little bit of pruning up in the canopy, but not too much up there. We're working our way eastward, and we are now at volunteer mulberry tree. If you look close, you can see the little mulberries growing in there. I don't know how edible they are, but this is not a tree we planted. Either the students planted it or it planted itself. We're continuing on. We got another Hong Kong orchid, and you can see the tree ties are exploding, and it's tied up with a rope right here, and you can see that it's tied around the tree rather than just going around and back to the stake. It actually is tied off right at the tree. We got some sprouts growing at the bottom, and we could definitely use some mulch. Canopy looks normal for a Hong Kong orchid. The next two trees are not tree people trees, but obviously we take care of them as well. It's an ash tree of some sort and mulch. It looks like it's doing fine without a stake. Down there is a tepu tree right here that could use some mulch and weeding. And now we're going to head north. And we'll go a lot quicker with the rest of these. No trees inside this section. And then in here we have a tepu tree right here that's looking pretty good that just needs some mulch down there. Hong Kong orchid right here that is doing really well, just needs weeding and mulch. And then we need a tree tie, weeding and mulch on the third Hong Kong orchid down on the very end. I think that's a Hong Kong orchid, but might be a pink trumpet. But we're going to try to speed through this. Alright, we got two little sweet shades right here. The one on the left is doing very, very well. These were identical trees when they were planted about 2 years ago. We could use, let's take a look at the stakes. Weeding and mulching, of course. And the stake is actually looking pretty good. It still has the rubber stake on it. A little bit of contact down here as the tree moves, but all in all, that's pretty good. Maybe I would do a light pruning to raise it up right here. And that guy down there, we'll go take a look. It still has the nursery stake on it, and overall just doesn't look super healthy. It does not as vigorous as the last one, and you can see that it's wrapped with twine all around. So pull the weeds, put a proper stake on it, and maybe get that guy some water and mulch, of course. We'll head back north again. No trees inside there. Then we got the big blacktop courtyard right here. No trees in there. All the trees you see at the end are full size. And then we're at that's the front office right there. And now we got a big section right here with a bunch of trees. Alright, so standing right here, we're not going to go look at them individually, but we have a pink trumpet right here. The stake is gone. It's holding itself up. I might just weed it and mulch it. Then we got I think it's a Chinese flame tree right there with no stake, but again, it's doing well. It does have a co-dominant stem. I guess we can get a little closer here. So there is a real definite co-dominant stem right here. So, probably take out or subordinate the one to the right, weed it and mulch it. Tepu tree, which we're kind of losing in the background here. Let's see. Alright, so now we got a tepu tree looking really good. I would weed it and mulch it, and then another one down in the corner right about here. You can see the tiny little trunk. maybe weed it and mulch it, and a slight pruning. And then tepu tree right here, same thing. We got a giant tepu tree right here that could have that stake removed. Maybe because the tree's starting to get really big, I would take this leader or this branch to the right here and bring that in. Because that's only about 6, maybe 8 feet up, and as the branch gets heavier, it's going to dip down and get in the way of lawnmowers and everything, and we want to prevent that. So I would bring that one in, but let the rest of the canopy do its thing. And then back here in the corner next to a very beautiful mural, we got another pink trumpet tree that looking pretty sad. It could use some tent stakes. Looks like it could use a bodyguard actually, but not tent stakes, some tree stakes. And the leaves are looking wilted, but this is not from dehydration. This is, there's some insects or something going on here, but I think for right now I would just concentrate on, let's see if we can get a closer view of that for you. Concentrate, the leaves have a good feel to it. They don't feel dehydrated. So I would concentrate on just giving it good general health and keep an eye on it. Let's move on. Alright, so we got one pink trumpet over here. Right there. Oh, we can get a little closer. So we got this guy right here that looks like it's begging for somebody to come by with a weed whacker and ruin all the cambium down there. So obviously pull the weeds, add some mulch, and maybe very gentle pruning up there, just 1 or 2 branches. And maybe since the prevailing winds are blowing eastward here, it'd be better to have a stake on the other side, but it looks like it's doing fine with what it has. Alright, it's going to get a little noisy here. Alright, I think we're about at the end. There's a little ficus tree in the middle. Not a tree people tree either, but might be worth mulching it. This area, this whole field right here, is actually a great spot to have a ficus tree. The kids use it a lot during the day. I could see this tree 20 years from now kind of providing shade from here all the way to the other building over there. So want to keep care of it. And then over here we have 3 jacaranda trees. They're all full-size trees, but it might be worth to get the weeds off so there's no weed whacking going along by the trunk. And that about does it. So we'll leave it at that. Looks like a good event for 20 or 30 people, or even a small group of 5 people could make a huge impact on this campus.